Hello and welcome to Barre. This is a mixture of ballet, Pilates and other fitness elements, and it's going to work best for today if you're in socks or in bare feet. And today for extra props, all you need are two small hand weights. They do not have to be heavy. They are for a standing abdominal exercise. So they're just adding a little bit of resistance. So 2 tins from your kitchen cupboard will work just as well. But 2 objects of equal weight, pop those to one side to start. We are going to be starting away from our bar or face onto our bar. It seems odd to have either of those, but it's for a body exercise that's just going to get us warmed up in the torso, and then we'll start moving down towards the legs. So you can do this face onto your bar, or I'm actually going to do it free away from the bar, just so it's easier to see through the camera. So move yourself into your space with or without bar. Make sure you've got a little bit of arm room around you, and we'll get going. Here we go today. We're going to start with feet in parallel with a little lift of the chest and release it down. Take that one more time, breathing in as you raise and release. We're going to take a curve over of the spine, drop the pelvis, growing tall on both sides of the body. One more time and growing up. So either with one hand on the bar or one hand free, you're going to reach across and pull the elbow back. So we're reaching across yourself in a slight diagonal, pull the elbow back again, take that a little faster. So I'm trying to leave the pelvis nice and still and find a little bit of rotation in the sternum. Then we're going to add an unfolding of that arm. So slow it down again and take it nice and slow into a reach. One more time on that slower speed, shoulder height, and then a little faster again. 4 of those, growing taller through the spine as you're reaching away through the arm. We're going to take that into a curve. You could take a bend of the knees at the same time. So this is going to curve up and over around the spine, reach away, pick up the speed again. And breathing through, whichever way is best for you, in as you curve or in as you open. Just make sure we're breathing. We're going to take that into a side bend. Nice and slow again. Again, if you wanted that on bent legs, absolutely fine. 4 of those a little faster. Make it nice and wafty through the arm. Get some movement going. And that's going to be our last one of those. We're going to come back to our lift of the chest. Little gentle lift of the sternum. Release down. Breathe it in as you go. Take that into the curve. You can bend the knees, place the hands onto the thighs, or you can leave your 2 hands onto your bar. One more curve, and we'll start with the other arm. Here we go. Reach across, nice and slow, and elbow pulls back. 2 of those at a slow speed, and then 4 at the faster speed. So you've got reach to pull. Sorry, not unfold. Reach to pull. So it's just through the elbow, really lengthening that away from you. Then we're going to take it into the pull of the arm. So reach across and reach it back. Little opening through the chest there. 4 times faster. Stillness through the legs and the pelvis. Just make sure you're not locking into the knees. Have a little softness there. That's going to come into our curve spine, and we can bend the knees as we go. Reach it up and over. Sternum soft. And 4 times faster with that one as well. Curve it over and away. I can feel my glutes starting to wrap around underneath as I find that sense of length up and over with the arm. And the music has dropped out, but more music will be coming. Reach away, long side through the body in that curve. 4 times faster, finish. Over and open. A little bit more swift, that's fine. Reaching away, last one. Up and over, we're going to reach 2 arms for the sky. We'll take a little roll down through the spine. Soften the knees as you go. Have a bit of a hang here. Little wiggle. And we'll undo that. Just coming gently back up. We're going to take that into a little pad through the feet. So just peeling the feet away from the floor. One after the other, nice and smooth, keeping that going. And we're going to start to move ourselves to our bar. Or move your bar to yourself, depending on the space available to you. So this one is going to be face on to your bar. We're going to take a Fondue exercise. I'll leave the music playing, I'll talk you through it, and then we'll do it for real in a second. So it's going to start with one foot, that foot is going to plunge you forward. So it's sliding forwards in a parallel line. Then it's going to rotate, so I'm trying to turn my leg outwards from the hip socket. Turn it back again, and then close. We do the same to the side, so it goes out to the side, it rotates, it comes back again, and it closes. We do the same thing to the back, and then we do the same thing to the side one more time, and then we change to the other leg. Do the whole thing again, front, side, back and side on the other leg. Step the feet into a turn out. We do the opposite, so we come forward, we turn inwards to a parallel, we rotate back again, front, side, back and side. Same thing on the other leg. And then finally we're going to take it just off the floor with the same action, staying first, rotating inwards. Let's take that all together. So from the parallel, stepping up to your bar, growing nice and tall, I'll pop the music back and we'll make a start. Here we go. On 5, 6, here we go, we point, rotate, come back to close, same thing to the side. So just thinking about length on both sides of the body, trying not to tip the pelvis too much when the leg is at the back. Think that leg is escaping away from you, nice and level through the hip bones. We'll take the other side, forwards, rotate out, bring it in, close together. So it's to the side, rotate outwards. Knee trying to look out to the side of the room. Same thing to the back, might be slightly trickier to the back. To the side once again. We're going to come back into the centre. We're going to step our feet into a nice, comfortable, easy first position. Here we go to the front again. Front, now rotate inwards to come outwards. And we're thinking about this rotation coming right from the top of the leg. And we're maintaining that same rotation on the other leg, so that's still working hard the whole time. One more to the side here, and we're going to switch to the other leg again. Now at any point, if you wanted to, just take the hands away from the bar. You can take them into a first position if you'd rather test your balance, making sure that you're not swaying too much. Always feel free to pop them back onto the bar at any time, and just find that sense of lift and length through the spine. One more round, this comes just off the floor. So it's hidden by my chair there. You're going to see it now. It's come just off the floor, rotate in, rotate out. So it's not about height, it's about lengthening away, really to the back. Pull it away from you, bring it back in. We're coming over to the other side one more time. Here we go, reach all the way, and in, it's out. Feel free to test your balance. There's a little bit of balance coming up again later. So lengthening upwards, try not to think too much forwards there. Final side. Along the side of the body. Coming back, taking the bend of the knees. Just have a little sponginess here through the ankles. A little softness through the knees, keeping that plie in that turned out position. Knees just tracking over the centre of the foot. And then we're going to gently straighten up the legs. And we're going to come to a side on position on our bar. So one hand onto the bar. Moving on to a fondue exercise. Fondue, a melting action. It's similar to a plie where we've got 2 feet onto the floor, but we're going to have one foot just touching onto the ankle. And we're going to melt on both legs, and then we're going to take that leg away. It's actually going to move slightly back. I'm going to get my foot in the screen. So I've got that fondue on 2 legs, and then opening away. So around the same height as we just were for these, say maybe slightly higher. You're going to take 2 of those to the front. We're going to touch the foot down and lift it twice. And then we're going to take that same thing to the side. 2 of those to the side. And then touching the foot down and up twice. Same thing to the back, same thing to the side again. Then it changes into a noodly leg. So this comes in from the knee to join the other knee, and it noodles out again. You've got 4 of them. And then we're going to take a circling around of the leg to come forwards around the outside and to the back. And then we're going to do that whole last section, noodly leg 4 times again, but take the circling action the other way. I will do the whole thing with you, and actually I'm going to start on my other leg, so I don't always whack into the same leg. Oh, it's going to get there now. So just shift yourself around to the bar, side on. We're starting from the first position, nice and level through the pelvis. We can place the other hand onto the waist, and it's the outside leg that's going to move first. So it's going to close in and away. Here we go, growing tall. On 5 and 6, and here we go, we'll bend to stretch. 2 of those, it's in line with your shoulder. It touches down and up. We take it to the side. It comes in and out. Twice. Touch it down. Reach it away. Growing tall on the supporting side. To the back for 2. Try and keep both hip bones facing directly forwards and up. One more time to the side. It comes in to out. In. It doesn't matter if you close it front or back. As long as that knee is staying open to the side. Noodly legs. In to out. in to extend. So hitting that same position again. And in to out. We're going to draw a big circle. So it starts in front of you. It circles around. Keep lifting on that supporting side as it comes to the back. Noodly leg again. In to out. 2 more of these. Soft and grow. So it's still that kind of fondue action. Take it in and back behind the shoulder. Round to the side. Grow tall, grow tall, grow tall, grow tall. Rotate. Close down. Shake it off. Move that bar around to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Here we go. Grow tall. Outside leg. It's on and open. 2 of them. And so we touch it down and up. And we take it to the side. In. Can close behind if you want to. Drop it down and up. These ones to the back. Ideally close to the back. So you can just send that leg straight back behind you. Drop it down, reach away. 1 more to the side. On you and stretch. 2 legs moving at the same rate. Drop it down. That comes into our noodly leg. 2 bent knees, 2 straight legs. 4 of those. Then we're going to draw that big circle. It comes in and to the front. Take it around the outside. All the way around. Whoop, take it to the back. 4 more noodly legs. Here we go. And out. Wide through the collarbones. Wrapping that TVA around the waist. Nice and proud through the body. Take it to the back. Take it round side. Take it to the front. Roll tall. And release. Take a little sponginess through the legs again. Just a little bounce there. Start to get a little bounce through the shoulders as well. Let's have a shoulder circle. Rolling them back. Just keep that sponginess through the legs. We're going to roll the shoulders forwards, up and over. Think about your spine lengthening both upwards and downwards. So from head and tailbone both ways. We're going to take it into one shoulder and then the other. I'm going to add a little step of the foot just to keep it moving. And that can come slightly further apart. Getting more into our second position now, maybe slightly wider. Start taking it up towards the elbow, pulling up and over. Bit of rotation through the body. And then we're going to take that back the other way. So the elbow is going to come forwards and over and over. Just keep it going for a moment. And we're going to start stepping that back in again. We're going to take that into our wrists. Little circles there. Just allow legs to release. Get a nice still parallel underneath you. Take the wrist the other way. Slow the breathing down for a second. We're going to come into our weights exercise, which is our standing abs. So a little bit of waving through your hands. You can remove this chair, this bar, or move yourself away from your bar. And taking up your 2-hand weights. Coming into the centre. So the standing abs, for anyone that's not familiar with it. Standing abdominal exercise. So it's an abdominal focus. So they don't need to be heavy. It's not really an arm exercise. It's about how the body moves with the resistance of the weights. And so we start in a second position. It's got a nice lungy quality to it. So we're going to be shifting side to side. With this, we're going to be doing some different arm motions. They're going to be out, they're going to be in, they're going to be rotating through the body. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff. Then we're going to come into a side lunge. So there'll be more body movements in this side lunge. We're thinking of one long leg and one bent leg. I'm a terrible culprit for drifting away from my bent leg, and really we need to stay right down over it. We do some movements there. We come back and we change to the other side. We do the same thing on the other side. It's some movements through the body. And then we're going to come into a plie in second. It's not a deep plie. It doesn't want to be an easy plie. You want a nice bend of the knee, but it's not all the way down here. It's not like a squat level. It's somewhere nice and planted and grounded in the centre. That's our aim. We did do a little bit of this last week, but we missed out the middle section for timing, so I want to try and get through the whole thing today. If at any point you need to place the weights down, absolutely fine. See if you can continue on just without using them. You're still going to be using your own body resistance. Right, let's do it. Here we come into our space. We've got our feet planted in that wide second position. And let's just get going with our little shift side to side. Get that nice and happy in the middle. We're going to be taking our arms out to the side. We're going to turn the palms down. So we're just shifting side to side. Here we go. Nice and spongy through the knees, keeping that turn out we've been working on. Take the arms forwards, wide through the collarbones. We're going to add in a rotation through the body. So we're going to turn towards the bent leg. We're going to pull that elbow back as we go. You've got 2 more. Last one. Take it forwards again. Nice and smooth. Arms at shoulder height only. We're going to take them out to the side. Let them smoothly move. Make sure you're not going to hit your walls. We're going to be coming around into that lunge position. So I'm going to rotate one leg to parallel. I'm going to make sure the other one's turned out. I'm going to take my body into a side tilt. I'm going to slowly come up. I'm going to slowly go down. Take that one more time. Nice and smooth. And then we're going to speed that up a little bit. 8 times. That's for 2. So it's a body movement. And the resistance of the arms is giving you a little bit more challenge. 2 more. Then we're going to stay down. Stay down. Just open the chest. Bring it back. So we're opening and down. Opening towards that top hand. A little bit of rotation through the body. 4 to go. So I'm just turning, trying to leave the pelvis nice and still. And then we're going to come back up again. We're going to change it over to the other side. One bent leg, one straight leg. Try and get that nice plie position. Tilting through the body. 2 slow. Take it up. Take it down. One more time. And over. A little faster. Use the breath. That exhale is going to help you to bring yourself upright. 4 to go. Try and keep the arms square to the sides of you. And now we're going to stay down. We're just going to rotate the chest. Rotate towards that top arm. Open. 4 to go. Reach. Still keep reaching both arms away in opposite directions. Okay. Coming up. Coming into the center. We're going to bring the arms in front of us. This is a pull down, but think of it like an ab crunch. Little ab crunch. You've got 8 of them in the middle. Then we're going to take it on diagonal. So a little turn, just to the corner, not all the way to the side. We're coming back to the center. Little pull downs, 8 again. Really think of square shoulders. 8 to the other diagonal. So it's little, it's an ab crunch. Try not to swing the pelvis, just in the upper body. Back to the center, 8 again. If it's getting too much in the arms, place the weights down, but continue. Changing sides. 4 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it going in the middle. 2, 3, 4. Take a stretch. There's a little more, I'm afraid. We're going to be taking the arms out to the side. We're going to be taking a bend of the knees. It's going to kick in again. Here we go. We've got pulling into the body. We've got pull in. Reach away. Pull in. Let's pick up the pace. We've got 8, 7, 8, 4, 3. From here, we're going to take an open onto the front. We're going to pull in. Reach away. Pull in. Away. Good. Pick up the pace if it's relevant to you. If it's too fast, go back to the slower one. 3 to go. Keeping the speed, we're going to come across the body and in. Reach and in. So a slight rotation, the same way we did in that body movement in the beginning. Pulling in. The abdominals wrapping around the center. We're going to take it to a high diagonal. You can slow this down if you wanted. And then we're going to take 8 faster to finish. Here we go. And 1. Think about the pull inwards. In and in. 4, 3. It's 2. It's 1. Stretch the legs. Release those weights. Pop them down. Come back into your space. Take a big breath in. Reach it up. Sorry if my hands are off the screen. They're just facing each other. And then they're rolling down. And I'm going to take a bend of my knees as I go. Curving over through the spine. I'm going to have a little wiggle around here. Let's take an unroll. And we'll do that roll down one more time. Breathe it in, reach it up. And down. So a softness through the chest, and pouring the weight over in the body. The legs get involved and we keep curving through the spine. We're going to come all the way down into the floor. Ooh. We've got the little bug here. Hello. Do you know where you've come from? He's come to do bar as well. Excellent, wonderful stuff. Okay, so we've got nice and wide through the collarbones, open through the shoulders. And we're going to tuck the toes under at the back. So we're just going to take first of all some protraction, retraction through the shoulders. Because we're going to be coming into a little hover with our knees just off the floor. So we want to make sure we're nice and open, but supported through the shoulder socket. So we're going to find that happy middle ground somewhere in between those two positions. Think about suctioning the shoulder blades onto the back. All the knuckle bones press them down, long through the spine. So with the toes tucked, we can take a little hover at the knees, just off the floor. And place them down again. And breathe as is comfortable to you. Try and exhale on your way up. You can take one breath, maybe two there. And then we're going to bring the knees down again. Let's go for two more. Little hover. I've lost my little bug friend, which is worrying, isn't it? When you find an insect, it's one thing. When you lose it again, it's even worse somehow. And coming down. Easing back for a moment. Ease off through the wrists. Nope, he's done. Easing off, just have a little circling of the wrists, stretching those out very gently. We're going to take ourselves back into that position once again. And we're going to find this time with my hands slightly further forward. So now my shoulders are still over my hands, but my knees are a little bit further back than the hips. Okay? And in that position, you could either come back into the same place again, that little hover just off the floor, or if you wanted to, you could take that into a full plank position. Lengthening away. Take a breath in to stay, and exhale to come down. We're going to go for 3 of those as well. So we've got breathing in, wrapping the TVA around the waist. Think of it still as an abdominal exercise. Really grow in space. If in doubt, take more space with the body rather than less. And again, lengthening away, shooting the head forward and the heels back if you're coming into this plank. If you're just taking the knees slightly off the floor, still the same thing, thinking about really lengthening tailbone away from the top of the head. And coming down, sit it back, release the wrists one more time. We've got one more of those. And it's going to be a sustained breath hold, not breath hold, that would be terrible. It's going to be a sustained position hold. I'm going to breathe through it, I'm going to take 60 breaths. You could do that from your squared off box position, that's absolutely fine. You could do it from the one where you're slightly further open in the knees, or you could do it in the place that goes completely into the plank position. Your plank, your legs can be sit bone distance apart, or completely get a bit of inside thigh action as well. See how you feel, give it a go. So we've got 60 breaths, I'm going to talk you through them as we go. Taking a breath in to start. Exhale, come to your position. And so we're breathing wide into the back of the ribs. And we're exhaling away through the mouth, blowing out a stream of bubbles. And we're thinking about suctioning those shoulder blades onto the back. That's the trickiest part for me. I've got very wandery shoulder blades. I'm really trying to focus on that. Thinking about the crook of the armpit facing forwards. Breathing into the lower lungs. TVA wrapping around the waist. A little bit of glutes squeezing as well, inside thighs. You've probably got one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to gently lower the knees down and release, sitting back. Taking a bit of a stretch out through the arms. Long spine. Now if you need to take a little bit of a break for your wrists, absolutely fine. Have a little shell stretch for a moment, let it release. If you're good to go still, we're going to come back to here. A little bit softer now on the body, on the wrists. We're going to take a lengthen of one arm and the opposite leg away from each other. They're going to keep reaching into this long line, fingers to toes. They're going to come down and they're going to close back in. So I've got breathing in and reaching away. I'm sorry I'm touching the wall there. Otherwise it will be nice and long through the fingers as well. So I'm finding that length in a parallel leg now. So I've come back into parallel. And I'm really thinking about not shifting through the shoulders. So I don't want to drop in this working shoulder. I want to keep that one level with the other one. I want to keep my pelvis level as well. And what I'm not trying to do is raise my head or overly raise my arm or leg. They're just coming into that flat line, that élongé, that lengthening from fingers to toes. So there's no hinging in the lower back. Everything in the center stays nice and still and long and supported. You've got one more on the other side. Make sure it's a long lever before it leaves the floor, and it's a long lever as it comes down to the floor. And sit yourself back into your shell. Curve the spine over. Breathe into the backs of the lungs. Send all the air away. Gently unroll yourself. Again, maybe a little stretch out through the wrists if that's needed. We're going to finish today in a seated position, so coming around to sit comfortably. Still looking for my insect friend. Let's come around to sit. This could be with the knees to the sky and the feet flat into the floor. Could be a cross-legged position. We're going to take a reach upwards and a length on both sides. Take it over into the side bend. Then we're going to rotate that side bend so the chest turns to look down at the floor. You can use your hands for a little support there. We're going to come back around to the side again. So now it's a pure side bend looking straight forwards. Undo that, take it to the other side. Reach it up and over. Curve the back. And then round the body. 2 hands down to the floor. Come back around to the side once again. Let's just go side to side for a moment. Lengthen up and over. 2 long sides of the body, even though one is curved. We don't want to collapse into ourselves. We want to reach it up and over. 2 sit bones on the floor. And away. We're going to come back around into that quadruped position. Hands and knees down, tuck the toes under. Press the heels back and press the pelvis to the sky. If you can, dropping the heels down into the floor. You can take that with a slight bend of the knees, that's not a problem. Finding length from sit bones through to the top of the head. Take a breath in. Walk the feet in underneath you, bend the knees as you need to. 2 bent knees, a hanging spine for a second. And then we're going to find length from sit bones through to the top of the head once again. We're going to swim one arm up to the ceiling and swim it back down. If you can place the other hand down, that's great. Otherwise it can be onto the thighs. Reach away. And come back. Final time. Reach away. And drop the sit bones underneath. Unroll through the spine, coming smoothly up. Head back on top, the last of all. And we are done there for today. Thank you very much.